Joseph,
Nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you again. Last time we talked, you were in the process of opening a new store, and I think it's due to open next week, if I'm right.
That is correct. So we're opening our 10th store, Community Shop Tongue Street, on the 16th of August.
Right. What is Community Shop? Can you tell me what it is?
Of course. So it's quite complex, so I'll break it down in segments if that's okay.
Yeah.
So we're an award-winning social enterprise that was established in 2013. What we fall under is a multifunctional social supermarket, which was new to me when I began the company. It was very interesting. Basically what we are is a provision which enables people to access really high quality branded goods and produce and food at really affordable prices for people. So 30% the retail price, between 30 and 50%. But additionally with that are two other components to the model, which are provisions in a community kitchen and a community hub, which really look at providing that community development within areas. So what we really are is one shop and three interconnected spaces, and they all overlap and work together to not only feed the community with that surplus stock that we have, but also offer those great opportunities for development and increasing capability, really. Right. I'm happy to go into detail on those spaces.
Well, I'll come back on that, but where do you get the surplus stock from?
So we're very fortunate in the sense that we have, we're linked in, and we're a part of Community Shop Group, which has been going for over 50 years, and is one of the leading distributors of surplus stock within the UK. Our teams work diligently with absolutely hundreds of manufacturers and retailers across the country to basically bring in that surplus stock for ourselves, and then we're able to take that surplus and put it onto shelf. And surplus food is a natural part of the manufacturing industry.
So this is surplus food, so this is food that would get thrown away otherwise?
Correct, yeah. And it'll be for all different kinds of reasons, Joe. So it will come in because it is, perhaps there's some weights and measure issues. Perhaps there's been a position by which a labelling issue has gone wrong, and what we do, we take that in a head office, that gets relabelled. So perfectly fit food, and what we do is we ensure it gets to people's plates, and it adds value then to people's lives.
So it's not out of date food,
no.
It's just purely something to do with packaging or some other type of issue?
Yeah, which would we usually go to waste, so as a part we take that in, repurpose it, and then really get it to people who need it the most.
And that's got to be good for the environment, I would think, as well as people getting bargains.
100%, and as well as being environmentally beneficial, it's that part of actually just meeting a basic human need, isn't it? Everybody needs food, and food's so much more than just putting calories in our stomachs, isn't it? It's a point of talking, it brings people together. So it's so important. I'm sure you've had many functions here at the Bulls where food's a key point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so, you mentioned earlier about it's a shop, it's a kitchen. Can you just give me a bit more detail on those things?
Of course I can. So with Community Store, it acts, feels and looks like any other retail store that you would walk into on a smaller convenient level. With the stock that we have there, it's 50% the retail price as mentioned, so really great bargains that people can pick up. The difference for ourselves being a social supermarket is it's membership basis only, so people can access the store who live within the local area, but then also on receipt of a means tested benefit too.
All right. So somebody who's not on benefits can't come to the store?
Won't be able to utilise it. We have a company shop in Bradford which caters for that as a part of it. So the store, people come in, shop and pick up their daily essentials, etc. But it's important about it that people, when they come in, there's a transaction involved, so they purchase that stock no matter what the price is. Important for a couple of reasons for ourselves, so that will sustain us as an organisation, as an enterprise. So make sure that all our staff are employed by ourselves, which is very important for that consistency of being there. But also it's that food access with dignity, isn't it, of coming in.
Yeah.
You live on what you will provide for your family. And attached to that are the hub and kitchen, which I have the privilege and honour of overseeing over the country. The kitchen is a fantastic cafe, which our chefs are absolutely brilliant in what they do, taking that surplus stock and making fantastic meals for breakfast and lunch.
All right.
And people can come in and get a fantastic, service by which their breakfast and the drink is £2. Lunch and a drink is £1.50. So anybody could argue with that, could they, as a part of it?
Is it only open to members?
Yeah. There is non-member prices as well for people who want to pop by, which is not much more expensive. But it's a great place for people to connect over food and share needs. But acts as a dual process as well, Joe. So the chefs there work really hard to provide cookery clubs for adults and children. So really involved food literacy programs where people can get involved, explore a little bit about food, and then also learn some of those really great skills where you can, you know, join in and learn from each other, which is brilliant.
And are they free to this?
They're free
All
for
free.
people to join, which is brilliant. And then the hub, that provision really looks at the traditional community engagement work, but then the development piece as well. So we'll have all sorts of activities going on in every community hub, so walking groups, community gardening clubs as well, where people can come in, grow their own vegetables and use it, which is brilliant. Part of that really is, you know, what we want to do is increase people's health and well-being, but in a fun and interactive way.
So they can come in and cook their own food?
Yeah, which is always great, from that garden piece, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
But really in a nice purposeful way as well. So really covert, so we're not telling people this is what you should do with a shake your finger kind of way. Right. You can join in and you can pick it up and leave it as and when you want, which is great. But also the developmental piece of Community Hub is where we provide quite a lot of inspirational courses to our members for free. That'll cover a wide range of things such as mental health education, parent courses. One of my favourites is the resilience training we do with members, teaching them how to tackle adversity in their life, and again, all free for them to access. And most importantly for me, it's as and when they need it. It's not about saying, when you come in you must do this. It's on them in terms of when you're ready to, we'll be here for you.
And what kind of hours do you operate the shop, the hub, the kitchen?
So for Tongue Street, operational hours would be from 9:30 till 5:30 Monday to Friday, and then 9:30 till 3:30 on a Saturday. So Monday to Saturday service, and there'll always be somebody with, I suppose, a friendly face to come visit.
And that's the shop, the hub and the kitchen?
Indeed. So the hub and kitchen is shut off a Saturday, but the store's open so Monday to Saturday.
Right, very good. It's an interesting concept. You've got stores already. Have you got any good stories from or good experiences that you've already had?
Yeah, I think across the board, because we work in so many different communities, there's always some amazing stories that we pick up along the way. I have to say probably the ones I was very fortunate to be involved in was in Holland Community Shop, where, you know, we work with a member who come into ourselves, and they moved to the area for particular reasons. You know, a brilliant lady, in all honesty. She'd just forgotten a little bit about who she was. That was all it is. So through very slowly engaging with her and developing, you know, some of the skills that she was missing, and really some of the skills that she just forgot. You know, she interacted within the kitchen, took part in cookery courses to get a good social support network whilst feeding a child, which was important. But then also took part in a lot of those resilience courses, which really just reframed the way she looked at the world and how to tackle problems. It got to a point where she was ready to take the next step in her life, which was brilliant, and it was great to see the fact that, you know, she could work with ourselves eventually, so she's employed by ourselves, and I think that, for me, there's no greater advocate for Community Shop than that person, because of the great leaps and bounds that she made. She's, I suppose, the proof in the pudding in terms of what it's done for her, and she still works for us now. She's still an amazing lady.
And what are your hopes for Tongue Street?
Interesting question, Joe. I think, like any other community shop, it's important that we come in, we work alongside the community, great organisations like yourselves at the Bradford Bulls, find out what that community wants and needs, and then try to implement that as best as possible. First and foremost, what we want to do is feed people. You know, a great food that they can come in and buy, and just pick up a great bargain and be excited about that. But then part of it for me, the aspiration is to not only just develop a great store, a great community shop in Tongue Street, but to look at other areas in Bradford and go, right, this is successful here, where else can we work, and what else can we do as a part of it? You know, we don't want this to be a one story within Bradford. Just like all of our other stores, we always try to create several around one area for that support.
And are you a profit-making organisation?
No, so we're not for profit. With being a CIC, legally wise, the dividend, profit and assets are locked into the CIC. So anything that we earn from the store covers our overheads, our staffing costs, but then also allows us to go out to develop some great projects in the community as well. So again, it's reinvestment back into that community, which is brilliant. We were very fortunate in the sense that we've been acquired by Biffa. So again, for that...
Oh, there's the trade waste.
Yeah, which is brilliant. Again, with Biffa's support, it creates that circular economy, doesn't it? We're not only just reducing waste out there and doing that, we're also making sure that good food and potential individuals don't go to waste either.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned that it's important to you to work with organisations like ourselves. What do you see us doing together?
I think for me, as you know, Joe, I'm a big rugby league fan, and Bradford Bulls have always been close to my heart anyway, even though I'm a Saints fan. Hopefully I'll get bashed on the channel for that. But you know, there's no greater sport, I don't think, to bring communities together than rugby league. I think it's a fantastic sport and always will be. Where I see the next steps for ourselves is to work alongside yourselves on the foundation as well. You're already established and doing some amazing work with the communities to develop especially with the health and well-being of children.
Yeah.
There's great, I suppose, synergy, and there's really, really good scope to look at how we can combine our services together and reach a bigger audience and say, actually, there's some really, really good provisions we've got here. Let's look at that and how we can join it together. But again, with linkages like yourself to the Bradford Bulls, for me, are very integral, because you will know that community better than ourselves, and we're looking to gain that insight from you to go and help people.
Do you expect to get many children visiting the store looking at the kitchen?
Absolutely, 100%. I think it was probably one thing I forgot, which you just reminded, which is good, is that within our cafes, children eat free each and every day. So people can come in, they can feed themselves and the children, which is brilliant. You know, the fact that children eat free is just, it's a weight off people's minds, isn't it? Which is brilliant. You know, we expect to work with a lot of children in the area. I think we're not just, I suppose, for ourselves. If we can change one life, it would change, have that ripple effect of change other people's lives, including children. Across the summer holidays, we run a Healthy Holidays programme, right, with other organisations in the country. And again, that looks to provide with recovery classes, nutrition education, physical activity, which we're hoping to link up with you on, with some of the rugby league things that you provide in skills for children. A part of that is not only just, again, getting good meals and hot meals at the children's stomachs, but it's keeping them stimulated for growth as well. And that provision is so popular with ourselves every single year. We're oversubscribed. I think if I looked at it now within one of our sites in Kirkton, Liverpool, we're talking 50 children a day,
Really?
which is brilliant.
Well, you could pass a good message on from us to them, and that is that children's season tickets are free at the Bulls. Has been this season and will be next season, so, you know, encourage them to come to games.
100%, I think that's it. I think, as I said to you, rugby league's a fantastic sport, and it's a place, especially as a child, I have the fondest memories.
Yeah. Well, if you're opening on the 16th, what's happening on the 16th? Is it a formal opening, or what will happen?
Yeah, so the 16th we've got, I suppose, our more formal opening from 9 till about 10:30. We'll have a lot of our retailer partners and social partners like yourselves coming in and viewing the site for itself and getting a really good insight in terms of what we provide. The doors will be open probably about 2 minutes past 11, the room we go and open access to the community. Part of that, they'll have a surplus breakfast provided by ourselves, so you can get in and get some good food, get to know the staff, and they'll be able to look at the facilities and all the deals and offers on. It's key at that point for us, Joe, that when people come in and the doors are open for them, they really start to make those strong, meaningful attachments to those staff that we've got, because they're going to be the consistent face that are going to be helping them over the next however long. Okay.
Well, we're just about at the end of the interview now, Joseph, but is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would have liked me to ask you?
No, I think I think for ourselves, we're really, really looking forward to being a part of I suppose, the great provision within Bradford anyway, and working alongside yourselves to do that. I think for me, probably a key message for a lot of people viewing, if they were interested in accessing Community Shop, is to pop down. We're located on the Retail Avenue Park on Tong Street, so not far away from here, which is great. And then if they were looking to find out information, just to look for us on Facebook, which is Community Shop Tong Street. Right. They'll find every bit of detail they need, interact with our staff members and take part. But no, we're really looking forward to it here, and really, really appreciate you having me on today.
Oh, no, you're welcome. It's something that we wanted to support through the bull ring, and that is any charities or people that are working in a charitable area. We try and give them a bit of a boost so that they can be seen by Bulls fans. When this goes out, by the way, it will be seen by somewhere like, I don't know, 60,000 people. So it will give you some good focus. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope it's a complete success. Thanks for coming along.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.